Bloomberg Audio Studios.
Podcasts, radio, news.
Verizon agreeing to buy rival telecom operator Frontier Communications for about $9.6 billion in cash, giving an enterprise value of $20 billion. This as the New York phone giant looks to expand its high-speed internet business. Let's bring in Verizon CEO Hans Vestberg. We welcome you, sir. And look, it wasn't long ago that you actually owned some of these assets. Why go back into wireline? Why are we seeing this convergence again?
Thank you for having me, first of all. I think this is very straight into our core strategy. We are sort of in mobility and broadband, serve basically all types of customers in this market, consumer, SMBs, large enterprise and governments. This is just extending the offerings and optionality for the customers we have. So this is a really good decision by us to do it and economical right. And on top of that, as you mentioned, yes, we own these assets before, but they were a totally different type of assets. There was basically a copper-based business. Nowadays, Frontier is more than 50% of the revenue is fiber, and way more than 50% of the EBITDA is coming from fiber. So a large transformation have been done, and it fits in straight to our strategy of Verizon.
Hans, good morning. It's Ed in San Francisco. Frontier's trading at $35 a share-ish, below the $38.50 per share offer. What does that tell you about the market's reaction to the offer and what you think might happen next?
I don't tell me so much. It's so early and it's 2 hours of trading. I think, first of all, we feel really good about this deal also from closing it and seeing that this is a possible transaction from many angles, because given that we believe it's going to take 18 months and all the regulatory bodies, of course, will be a thorough job. But this is improvements for customers because we're going to give more choice. And not only that, we're going to bring our mobility broadband to these customers. At the same time, we also have the offerings that we have on our broadband today, which is everything from streaming services, other services that we have on insurance, etc. So we're going to bring a lot of new opportunities for the customer base of Frontier. So I'm really positive on this acquisition.
Can you tell us a little bit about the future as well? The short term is a convergence trade, is wireless, wireline, content. But then there's AI. Then we're talking about the Internet of Things, as we've been talking about for years, Hans. Where does that come into play?
It comes definitely into play in these assets. I mean, as I said, we expect this to take 18 months. We already right now have a sort of an AI-prepared network with a lot of compute and storage at the edge of the network. We decided already some 6 years ago to fiberize all our transport. So we are really prepared of it. The Frontier asset is just coming in as an extension of that, and we can meet even more customers to have processing, storage at the edge of the network. With the fiberized transport. So this is really also another advantage we're getting with even more assets in the ground. And of course, serving consumers with home broadband together with our mobile and home offering is of course a strength in the overall acquisition where we're doing.
Hans, we have a question from an audience member on Bloomberg Technology who notes the 2015 sale of wireline assets. But I think the question that he and many others have is what's changed around the economics in this deal? You said the economics work, but give me specifics on what's different, particularly for fiber in 2024.
So if you look at the deal right now, at closing, we believe that's going to be accretive of growth, revenue growth, and EBITDA on day one. So that's really good economics. And then it's going to take some 12 months, and EPS and cash flow will be accretive as well. And the reason it takes 12 months is there are some integration costs coming up in the beginning. So definitely a very economical, sound business for us. But I said the assets we sold previously was, of course, in a totally different standard. The Frontier team has put in billions and billions of dollars to fiberize the network, to be the next generation. And many of the metrics that they have, churn, penetration, etc., are fairly similar to Fios. And Fios is, of course, the best fiber network in the States. So there's a lot of similarities on that, and that we can offer to our customers.
Hans, some analysts were a little bit surprised by the timing and the fact that you're going all in on convergence now, a bold step, some call it, because of your leverage and your commitment to reducing your debt. Why do this now? Are you worried about leverage?
No, I think first of all we have a very strong balance sheet, and as we said this morning, at closing this will be maybe 0.2, 0.3 notch on our leverage, which is very, very low. We still are committed to our capital allocation. Number one, invest in the business, and that's what we're doing today. Number two, committed to the dividend, and you might have seen yesterday we came out with our dividend, which was for the 18th consecutive year we increased our dividend, and then is to pay down our debt. We have been paying down our debt since we bought the C-band. We still have some 18 months here that we're going to continue to pay down the debt. So we're going to be in a really good position balance-wise when this deal is coming to fruition.
Hans, what opportunity is there for you in data center interconnect, DCI, in the context of AI? Look at what like Lumen's done with Microsoft, for example.
I think that the difference here is that we have so many assets in the ground when it comes to fiber and central offices. Many of these central offices, of course, have compute, storage, power, etc. And many of the AI solutions, when there is a real product, they actually need to be way closer to the users, the corporations, etc. And that means that because the transport cost and many other things, it will be hosted at the edge of the network. That's how we built the Verizon Intelligent Edge Network in 2018 when we started with the journey, which we now is just adding frontier to it. So I see a great opportunity for us on the B2B side with this footprint to serve customers that want to host AI close to them, secure, lower transport costs, and etc.
You're just announcing one deal, and you know we always love to push forward. Hans, are you going to continue to be acquisitive when it comes to convergence?
I think, first of all, we are really happy with the assets we have, and now we're adding Frontier. I don't think we need much more. We're going to be the biggest on wireless. We're going to be clearly the ones having the largest broadband offering with fixed wireless access and fiber in the market. We have the largest distribution and the customers. So we're going to be in a really good position to see that we execute for our customers, but also for our shareholders. So I'm really happy with the assets we're going to have and we have today. When it comes to convergence, I think what is important in convergence, we will have the scale of economy for both. We will have the ownerships for the wireless network and the fiber networks and fixed wireless access. If customers want to make the convergence, we will have the economics for doing it. I don't believe it's going to be sort of you discount one product for customer taking both. That's not really. It's two great products, and we all know mobility and broadband is essential for today's society. I mean, everyone needs it. If it's a corporation, a private person, or a corporation, you need these services. They are even more important today than were 5 years ago. And Verizon is number one in basically every segment of that, and this is just fortifying it. So yeah, we're going to see convergence, but it's not like we're going to discount products. They're great two products that we're going to offer to our customers if they want to join. We have improvements on churn, of course, if customers both have mobility and broadband with us. And so we're going to see how this plays out in the market, but clearly we're going to be best position in the market when it comes to convergence.
Verizon CEO Hans Vestberg, thank you very much.